guys, welcome back. Today I am going to take you apartment hunting with me here in Tokyo. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Allison and I've been living in Japan for over 4 years now. I've been living in Tokyo itself for almost 3, but it's time to say goodbye to this apartment and move. So the reason I'm moving is because I have a job starting in May. It's basically on the other side of town from where I live now, so I'm moving. That's the only reason really, or I would just stay here. And moving in Japan is stressful. I think I'll make an updated video about moving in Japan with more tips and stuff in the future, if you're interested, I don't know. But for now, apartment hunting. Let me summarize the process. So unfortunately I am moving in high season, which is basically if you're looking for an apartment from maybe like mid-February till April, it's high season because everyone wants to move in March and April because that's like the new school year, a lot of new jobs start then. So if you're moving in high season like I did, or I will, I haven't moved yet, it's really stressful. Things move fast. It's kind of similar to New York City apartment hunting. It's not quite that stressful, but it's like we're getting there in high season. So you need to have all your documents ready to go so you can apply as soon as possible, because in Japan it's just the first application wins. It's not like they go through everyone, they just pick the first one. And you have to go through a realtor here if you don't want to live in like a share house, or there's like a few exceptions, but basically all apartments you need a realtor. You don't need a real like human guarantor these days, which is good. Most places actually will make you use a company, so you lose some money, but for foreigners, it's good. And in general, leases are going to be 2 years long. You can usually break it after about a year without like much of a penalty. If you break it before that, you will have some high costs, so don't. So yeah, apartment hunting. So basically we have a few like big apartment hunting websites here. Like one I mainly used was Sumo. They're all in Japanese. But basically in high season, as soon as you see an apartment go up on that website, you gotta get going right then, because that apartment, if it's good, it will be gone within 2 days probably. Like it's common for people to get apartments without viewing them in this season. So be careful. If you're not moving in high season, it's a bit better. You don't have to go quite as fast, but apartments that are good, they're gonna go really quick anyway. So because of this, I had to move really quick as soon as I saw an apartment that I was just like, all right, it's good enough, let's go. Because if I waited and it went off the market, I might not see anything better. And unfortunately I was on a timeline, so I wanted to really get the move going by the end of April. And it takes about 2 weeks to process everything. So I was on a timeline. If you're not, then it's better, but anyways, because of all this, I basically only saw 2 apartments, and I saw both of them within 24 hours of each other, because wait any longer than that, no chance. So both of the apartments were in very desirable areas, which is why when I get to their prices, you might think, wow, these are expensive. They are, because of the area. It's all about location. If you move these exact apartments like a bit farther out of Tokyo or in a less desirable area, they'd go down about 20 to 40,000 yen, like $200 to $400 cheaper. But for me, neighborhood was the main priority, namely if I could walk to work. So I've watched lots of house hunters in my days, so these are my priorities. 1, within a 15-minute walk to work. I hate the rush hour train. I don't want to be on it. 2, over 25 square meters. Right now I'm in 22. I want 3 whole square meters more. 3, an updated building, which actually consists of a lot of different things. So what I'm looking for: A, I want soundproofing. B, I want auto lock. C, 24-hour garbage disposal. D, a package locker. E, nice finishings. F, natural light. And G, second floor and above. And then my 4th priority, most important, is my budget. So I want it to be within my budget, which is 13 mon, 130,000 yen, about, I don't know, $1,300. Canadian, I guess. I don't know. So I'm only looking at studio apartments because I know I can't afford a 1-bedroom. I'd have to spend at least $300 to $400 more, and that's just not happening. Hopefully next time I move it will be a 1-bedroom, but for now, okay, let's finally get into it. So apartment 1. So basically apartment 1 was in a perfect location. It was between a 10 to 15 minute walk to work. The neighborhood was basically about as good as you could get. Like lots of local coffee shops, cute stuff near gyms and trendy places, etc. And it was really spacious. This apartment was 30 square meters, which is really large in Tokyo for a studio. So going in, I was really impressed by the huge entryway, the genkan. It was very large. The main studio space itself was like fine. It was 6.9 jo, which is smaller than I wanted, but it was fine because it had a really good walk-in closet, which I wasn't expecting, and it's really rare. Shoe closet, or just storage. A table thingy, and then this is shoe storage. The genkan's big, I could fit a stool. And coming in from the genkan, I could definitely fit like a storage unit here or something. Then we have a hallway. So left, we have the sink. And then space for the washer right here. And behind the bath. Pretty good. Orange wall's a little weird, that's okay. And then we have the kitchen. Oh, there's a spider, that's not good. The sink's bigger than my current one. This is a lot of counter space. And drawers, that's good. 2 burners. And then we have upper cabinetry. This is also bigger than what I have. And then this is where the fridge would go. I could actually buy a bigger fridge eventually. Also, the toilet has its own room. It's fine. Wow, this is actually quite narrow. Oh my God. So there's actually no light in this. This is how Japanese apartments do it. Sometimes my current one did come with a light. So there's no light because it's nighttime. But we have a window over here because it's a corner. The balcony kind of, no, it's not balcony. And then this, how's this? Yeah, this is a light. A walk-in closet. It's really nice. And this is like floor storage underneath. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know, the lighting in this apartment is really good because there's like 3 actual windows in this apartment, which is really good for Tokyo for the size of this. However, I already saw a spider, not a good start. And I can hear street noise, like right now. I could hear like a truck passing or something. It's not a big road, but I don't know. Because otherwise, really the apartment is perfect. It's just loud. Really both the kitchen and the bathroom, it was like very builder grade, very standard, like the cheapest you could really get. The bath did not have autofill or auto warming features, auto heating, which like it's not on my list, but like I want it, you know? I have it now. You can, however, still dry clothes in the bathroom. But really this is a great apartment, huge space, great closet, close to work, an amazing neighborhood. But there were a few serious concerns. So it is first floor unit, which I don't want, not just for safety, which is also important, but also because of bugs, because I actually saw a spider just while I was viewing it. Like, that's not a good sign. Also, what really annoyed me the most was probably the main sliding glass doors. They don't open to a balcony, so I can't hang clothes out there, but also it opened to like a direct view of a street. It wasn't like a main street, but it wasn't like a side street either. I don't know, I could like literally see directly out at people and vice versa. But really the soundproofing in this apartment was not good. I think because the window material was cheap, they weren't like double pane or whatever. I could like clearly hear the conversations happening right outside, which is not good because I'm a light sleeper. And basically I would never be able to open the curtain because you could just see straight into the apartment. So the building itself is similar to what I live in now. So it was like 4 floors where the landlord's on the top floor and then there's like 2 units on each floor below. It did, however, have auto lock, which is good. Mine doesn't have that now. So what auto lock means is basically you have to like have a key to enter the building, or you like enter the unit number, then they call, so you like buzz them in. And then your unit, of course, has a separate key. However, there were no package lockers, which I really want because my hours at work make it so that I won't be home for any package delivery windows, except for Amazon's, I think. There also wasn't a 24-hour garbage disposal, which means I'll have to take the garbage out at midnight like I do now, because garbage collection's at 8 a.m. and I don't need to wake up that early. So fees for the apartment. So in Japan, move-in fees are famously very high. The apartment itself was actually under budget by a lot. It was just over 11 man, or just over like 110,000 yen. So we're like 20,000 under budget. Awesome. But you do have to pay 1 month's rent for deposit, and additionally a 1 month's rent thank you fee, kind of, where you like don't get the money back. And then there's more fees, but they're basically the same no matter where you move in, so I won't mention them. That's apartment number 1. So apartment number 2, it was basically in a worse location in terms of like where people would like want to live, I guess, but it was less than a 10-minute walk to work, just over 5 minutes, I think. So basically this apartment is like in between a lot of good stuff, like 5 to 15-minute walk to everything. And really, I describe this location, actually it's more central, but it's like there's not like a lot of cute cafes like directly near the apartment. You know, I'd have to walk a bit, like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But once I do walk the 15 minutes, I could get to like anything. I don't know, it's not a bad neighborhood. It's just not as good as apartment 1. However, the main negative point of this apartment is that it is right up against a highway. So street noise constantly, but there is a convenience store in the building, so there's that. So basically the building for this one is like totally different than apartment 1's. It's like a 10+ story mansion type building here in Japan. It's been built in the last 10 years. I think there's over 100 units in the building. It's like big, and it's kind of considered more like higher end, like designer kind of place for like as far as apartments go in Japan. You'll see, but the finishings were above like builder grade. And it does have all the amenities you'd expect in this kind of building. In Japan, it's not like American amenities. They're quite different. So there is auto lock, I think 2 elevators, a 24-hour garbage room, package lockers, and even like a groundskeeper kind of person. There's also like more amenities that I won't really use, like pet washing station and motorcycle parking, etc. So the unit itself is above 2nd floor, which I wanted. So entering the Genkan, the entryway, had a really nice built-in shoe closet, about twice as big as what I have now. And the washing machine space is directly to the right after entering, followed by the kitchen. The finishings here are much nicer than my current place or apartment one. Like, even the drawers are like the soft close type, you know, that like stop. The fridge space is narrow, but it does fit my current fridge, so that's fine. Even the drawers and like cabinets had like some built-in storage features. So that's really what makes it to like more of a designer kind of mansion here. And I was impressed that it had like this built-in cabinet thingy on the other wall. Most places don't have this kind of thing. There is also a full-size mirror in the kitchen, which is a bit of a weird placement, but I will take any kind of mirror built in, full size, so I don't have to buy a separate one. My main complaint is that the kitchen's a bit skinny, so I'm not sure if like extra storage, like an extra counter kind of thing would fit. And then entering the bathroom area, it's a different type. It's like all in one, so the toilet and then sink and then the bath area are all behind one door kind of. It's not like the cheap kind. So the toilet's like the nice washlet type, then there's storage above it, and then to the right of it there's like built-in wall storage for like towels and stuff, which is really nice. And then the vanity sink area, as you could probably see, like this isn't builder grade, it's very nice. It's like a real sink you might see in a house. And then even behind the mirror, there was a lot of extra storage. It was very nice. And then of course there's storage below the sink. And then the bath area was very nice, very fancy feeling. The shower head was nice. And this tub was auto-filling and auto heating, and you can dry clothes. So then the main room of the apartment, it was a pretty good size. It was 7.8 Jo, which is really about what I wanted. And one of the walls was pink, so 10 points. My main complaint, however, is the closet is absurdly small. Like, it is not a standard size closet. It looks like one of those New York City apartment closets. Like, it's just a small little thing. So if I did move here, I would have to buy additional storage because that's not gonna cut it. But the room itself is a good size and the flooring is nice. The balcony is also very large. However, because I can literally see the highway from it, like it's right there, I wouldn't hang clothes out there, or I don't know if I'd even go out there often at all. So really my main complaints with this are, aside from the closet space, the noise. There is a constant white noise in the apartment, even with the windows closed. However, they do block out a decent amount of it. There's a noticeable difference when you open it and close it. Also, it is out of budget. So this unit is over 13.5 mon. It's over 135,000 yen, including maintenance fees for the amenities and such, which sucks. So I don't know. I wasn't even sure if I should go view it, but I did. However, it does require the 1 month security deposit, but unlike the last place, this place does not require thank you money. So that is 130,000 yen I would be saving, or I could like reallocate to the rent. So yeah, those are the 2 apartments I saw, and I did pick one of them. Which one do you think I chose? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Which one would you have chose? It's kind of hard because I can't really say the exact neighborhood, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it more after I move, I don't know. But yeah, I did choose one. I'm moving next week from filming this, actually exactly a week from now. So subscribe if you want to see where I ended up choosing. Please like the video and remember to comment down below, and I'll see you guys back here again soon. Bye!